Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon once again. Please give a very warm welcome for your adjudicator, Mr Alex Tester.
Firstly, very good to be here. It's very good to be at one of our amazing kind of rugby, hockey, netball rivals. It's always nice to come to one of the rival schools and see what you're all about. What amazing spirit. Thank you for today. It's been actually, I mean, it is quite scary to be up here. I know it's quite scary to be up here. And also it's quite interesting to see those houses that really want to go for it. Almost every house actually did. You can see that every single person really went for it. And the whole idea of these competitions is there are rarely times in a school year where you all have to compete in something, and there's a house competition for everything. You might have, I don't know, cross-country run, you might have house hockey or house rugby or whatever, but actually to have the whole school either here or in chapel, hello to those in chapel, the whole idea of actually having everybody taking part, I thought you did remarkably, and you actually showed off the school in great light. So, firstly, thank you. It's been a really good afternoon to come and see what you're about. I'm going to say something about every single house, just very, very briefly. Things that occurred to me. We're in a Disney. That's a Disney afternoon. I don't know whether you picked that. You may have loved that. You may have hated that. Doesn't really matter. What do we know about Disney? Well, Disney, we know there are good tunes. You can often recognise the tunes. That was definitely almost always the case here. We had always drama. That's the drama and the pulling your heartstrings and each cartoon. Oh yes, amazing storylines. Yes, we're looking for storylines, and we're looking for that kind of cheesy kind of Disney touch. That X factor. Can we give it a performance? Can we all go for it? Can we create some kind of differences and variety in your performance? Quite hard in your 3 or 4 minutes of fame up here to try and come up with something, but almost all of you really came up with some very varied ideas, and I was very, very impressed on the whole. So, I don't know whether, if you just let me know if you're in the hall or whether you're in chapel, you can scream in chapel, it'll be lovely, and I won't hear you, but that's fine. Houseman Hall. Brilliant, I'm glad I'm hearing you in chapel. First, so we had Can You Feel the Love Tonight? Now here, I've always written 2 or 3 words of the general impressions that I always got. I've got for Houseman Hall, front man. Yes, we have that kind of, I'm going to start the whole thing. I'm going to just give you an African chant. Bang! Which was a really good opening actually to start the afternoon. We also had splitting. They worked really carefully. That half of you did that, half of you did that. Of course, they've got the boys and the girls. You can play one off each other, it's a bit like Grease. And you actually had the different lines, which really worked very well. They had a really good conductor who didn't necessarily use downbeats on the downbeat, but actually kept everything together, which is the point of a conductor. And actually quite a few of the conductors I was quite impressed with this afternoon for that reason. They took it very fast. I couldn't hear every word, so that drama didn't come through at times. But generally, I thought that was a really good one to start. Strong tone and really going for each line in turn. Littleton. Almost enthusiastic. Littleton, well done. Now this was special. This was special. Now you have to have a certain warped brain to try and go straight from Suspicious Minds into some, whatever it was, and then straight to Hound Dog. We had a bit of everything, it has to be said. And for that reason, you had to be very well planned, and you were. I was actually quite impressed with somebody had obviously sat down, right, we're going to do this now, and then this, and you actually obviously taught the house, or forced the house, or something. I just wondered whether you could have had a stronger ending, because we didn't know when to go wild. But other than that, and also I didn't know Lilo and Stitch 2. I'll have to look that one up in the video shop. Brilliant. Mary Windsor. Almost enthusiastic ladies, thank you. My main thing here was that you had an excellent conductor. The conductor was going to keep you together whether you liked it or not. And some of you looked as if you didn't really want to be kept together, but you were singing anyway, it's going to be fine. I was impressed by the variety in this one. You had some part singing, you had some splitting, you had some loud tone, some soft tone. You tried to actually create, and you had that final dreamy chord. Yes, on your 3 words I wrote dreamy chord. I know that's 2, but hey, ho, hey, ho. And of course you can't beat it with breaking free because you just have to decide whether you're going to do the top octave or the bottom octave, and I thought you maybe got it right, although I'm not sure whether I would have tried the low octave in the first bit, but that's just me. And I don't go very low myself. Okay, Lopton. Yeah! Oh, they're awake, you see. That's good. Good choice actually, I didn't know it at all, but it suited your range. It meant you could go for it in your top range. You sounded a bit like a rugby crowd, but that doesn't matter. I did also notice small little things. I noticed that they were really noticeably smart as they came on stage. They were the ones with jackets and the cool ones without jackets. And funny little things that make a difference in a performance. Also, the fact you were just having one lone electric guitar to actually accompany you. I actually thought that was brave, and that actually worked for you. It made it more engaging to watch. And you just, yeah, really impressive singing actually, and so I put noticeably smart, lone electric guitar, and oh that's right, I actually also thought the conductor with the banana was different. Elms. Oh, I can hear them in chapel, it's brilliant. I thought Elmshurst did very well because, in fact, Elmshurst should have had more guts. That's what I was going to say, because their singing was awesome. Their singing was enthusiastic. You could hear every word. They picked the right kind of tempo, the right kind of song. Simple and effective. Simple and effective. You learn something and you do it really well, and they did that. Not quite sure what the three bears were for. I just said it was a really joyful performance. Why did you have four bears? There's one at the back. Oh, I noticed it. It was really good. So I just thought, Elmshurst, actually, you could have just got away with singing that, and actually, it might have been even more effective. Did I say that? Oh, that sounds like a music teacher. Thomas Cooks. Lovely. Oh, you did. Oh, Whole New World. Oh, you can't beat Whole New World. Soppy Disney at its very best. Okay, so I just thought this was, I just put filmic girly song. And that's what it was. It was just long lines and really well built melodies, and you just got to enjoy the tune and say, I'm gonna sing you a tune, and that's what you did. I was impressed by every single person in the house seemed to be really going for it equally. That makes a big difference. And I thought you kept your energies going, mainly again through a conductor. I just wrote you had a very enthusiastic conductor who just basically like kind of come on, we need more. And we had a lot that struggle all the way through. Brilliant. Okay. Schoolhouse. Yeah, I thought you'd be loud. Okay. Schoolhouse. I actually thought that was really good, and I'll tell you why. Because you were going to give us energy. That's what you were going to give us. You were going to give us energy, whatever happened. But it wasn't just energy, but you had also obviously well drilled it. And actually everybody knew what they were doing, or that's what it came over as. It was pieced together an hour ago, fine. But actually, that actually worked really well. And everything seemed to be in place. And was it an electric ukulele? Ukulele? Amazing! I've never seen an electric ukulele before. Awesome. I just thought it was a well-chosen song for you. I did say in the written notes, this wasn't always the most tuneful account, but it really didn't matter somehow. I thought it had real energy to it, so well done. Waters. Excellent. You can hear them in chapel. It's brilliant. It's another really clever choice of song. I was really impressed again by this. Waters were... I've never seen a house singing where most of it is whistled. Brilliant choice of song. If you can't sing, whistle. But actually, that's unfair to Walters. Don't worry, chapel, they're writing at this moment. Actually, Walters could sing, and actually they planned it really rather nicely. They had the choice of upper octave or lower octave. They could do both. Oh, show-offs. And actually, the whole thing was well planned and well conducted, and there was a really solid sense of performance. So actually, and a strong ending. So Walters, I thought that was actually quite impressive from Walters, but we won't tell them because they're in chapel. That's fine. Hazeldean. Now this is a challenge. Oh, hands up that person who said, we're going to do this without accompaniment. We don't need accompaniment. You brave person. Okay. You must have gone through murder trying to keep it in tune, but it was absolutely in tune. You had it in two parts almost all the way through, and the only thing with this, funnily enough, it was also put together with the same person as the conductor. Who's the conductor? Right, good. And also very sensitively conducted. It needed somebody to take charge, and you all knew what she was trying to do with it, which helped her. So you worked really together as a house. My only thing was, actually, I wonder whether it would have been easier to get real energy behind it with just a little simple accompaniment, because I think you're so good, it would have even showed it off even more. But I can understand why you did it without accompaniment, and not many people could do that, and it worked really well. So, well, Windsor and goal. Thank you, chaps. Well, I'm a bit bemused, really. What links those three songs? I think the answer is probably nothing. Hoist the Colours. Is that Pirates? Yeah. Well, it definitely got our attention, and what did I write? I've never heard a pirate sing. Okay, you think, all right, we're going to do a pirate song, brilliant. What should we do? Solo flute, that's the way ahead. And actually, somehow it worked. I don't know why, I don't know how, but inspired that man that came up with that idea. Then we had George the Drumble with drums, and I've just written random solo chanting with guy in pink shirts. Yes, that was special. And then the third section, to give them their due, it was very, very well drilled. That would have been absolute, I'm not going to say embarrassing, but that would be very bizarre if you hadn't known what you were doing. But you all knew, you were all sold into this mad, Windsor and Gordon world. And I was really impressed by it. So well done, it was obviously well rehearsed and well drilled. And to finish, sorry, I forgot you were there. My goodness, when you all go for it, you really do make a hell of a noise. I've just written the wall of sound hits you the first phrase. It's like, okay, I'm not going to argue with you. If I'm a bit scared giving you comments so close. Just be careful not to give too much, because actually then the two-part stuff sounds really weedy, although it wasn't, because you were giving loads. But when you're all together, you are a very, very strong tone house. You think, okay, calm. So all I would have asked from you is a little bit more dynamic contrast at times, just because I think you're better than you. I think you're even better than what I saw of you. Actually, I think you're obviously a very talented house, and I just thought, oh, if you could just do a little more variety and just, you know the idea. But really strong performance, and you had the whole audience with you. One of those that kept us going right to the end. Okay. This is the bit where I give you loads of information about who's got to come third, second and first, and then I escape in a car very quickly. Mr Kingston did something very similar at Teddy's last year. Okay, so, I thought this was actually a really, really good competition. It was really close. I give you a mark out of 20, you'll be able to find out your mark out of 20, and dare I say it, positions on your mark sheet I'll give to your housemasters. But you'll receive them way after I've gone, which is always a good thing. But just to say, there are two houses that came fourth, and we were very, very, very close to the top three. So those two that came fourth, you'll find out later. You were very, very close, and you need to know that, because and they may not be the houses you quite expect. Sorry, Mr Kingston. Okay, so here goes. Here are your top three. And actually, there isn't a third, there's a second equal, because I couldn't actually part the marks. So two got 17 out of 20 in my random mark scheme, which is out of 50, but I scaled down. Don't ask, it's not worth knowing. Second equal are Thomas Crooks. And Walters. I love it, yes, okay, you tap. Well, they'll be cheering in chapel, it'll be fine. Okay. And so the first pressing, so I think somebody comes up and shakes a hand, or there's like, oh, there's a cup, yes. So I'm assuming a conductor will come up and collect the cup off me. First, by only 1 point, at 18 out of 20, I'm going to give the winners to Mary Windsor.
School, thank you very much. Your attention, please. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, a terrific, terrific competition. Thank you very much indeed for your singing, for everything that you've done. Mr Tester, thank you very much for your wise and most entertaining words. Tremendous of you to be here. Have a very good evening. That concludes this afternoon's performances. Well done, bravo, thank you. Please stand.